Are you into real estate? Do you want to buy or sell any property? Come close, we have a very important thing to discuss. Or you are just a homeowner, as long as you have intention of buying or selling any property, please, I want you to pay attention in what we are going to discuss this very moment, okay? Why some people do lose millions, a lot of money in real estate is because they fail to carry out the due diligence that are involved in real estate, okay? Many people have been ripped off in this real estate, okay? That is the reason why I decided to bring this thing up. I know about someone who lost money in this real estate because he failed to carry out the due diligence. Okay, so to avoid this unnecessary court case, to avoid losing money, please, I want you to be very careful, okay? There's a lot of money in real estate. Obviously, there's a lot of money in real estate. But one major problem many people have, especially beginners, is they fail to carry out, most of the times they fail to carry out the due diligence, the necessary thing, the terms and conditions that are involved in this real estate, or whenever they are signing a contract deal or another. So they will be paying, someone should be paying attention to every detail. Today, I want us to discuss this very important thing. Real estate terms most beginners ignore and lose millions. Okay? It is not a joke. When you ignore these things I'm going to mention and I'm going to enumerate and explain, there's every tendency that you are going to lose money. Okay? So I want you to pay attention. Are you planning to buy or sell any property? I want you to pay attention. This video is for you, okay? So, are you into real estate already? Maybe you have been losing money. Pay attention and understand these terms in real estate. Understand it first. If you don't understand it, you find it very difficult for you to cope. Even if you do not watch all the terms in this video, okay, ensure you watch the fifth terms. Is very crucial and is very important. All right, so number one is what is called title. Okay, it is a proof of legal ownership. It does not involve physical documents. It is purely based on public record. Do you understand me? Okay, it's just like saying Mr. A has this property, or that this person, that I am the owner of this property. Okay, does not have to do with physical document first. Do you understand me? So most beginners used to bypass this title. So all right, if someone tells you that I am the owner of this property, so what are you going to do? Some people will say, oh, you are the owner of the property, then you will now go and invest on it. No, or you will now go and buy it. No. So what are you going to do? Some people, the wise one, will now go underground and investigate. If it involves employing an expertise in the field to carry an investigation about the property, about the person, okay, you have to do it, okay? Do you understand me? So that is it. It's not a physical document. It is just, someone saying, I am the owner, or it is now known that this person is the owner of this property. But then it now requires that you have to go and investigate, carry out investigation that this person that says that he is the owner of this property, if he is truly the owner, first, before you will now enter into legal transaction with him. Do you understand? Number two thing that you have to know very well, because it's a normal language in real estate, is what is called mortgage. It has to do with a loan. The loan, it is the loan secured by an individual or organization, or it can be even by company, to finance the purchase of a property. Do you understand? It has to do with loan. So if you are a newbie in real estate, because you see a very fancy property, you will just rush and obtain a loan from mortgage bank. That is not the way. You have to carry out the due diligence. Do you understand me? You have to know the risks that are involved in this mortgage loan. So there are some certain risks that are involved. You don't just go and borrow, obtain a loan blindly. Okay? Have you checked the interest rate, the stipulated time to finish your payment? Okay? Have you checked your equity in the property? There are certain things you have to check. Okay? Does the property worth borrowing such amount of money? Have you carried out an appraisal, home inspection about that property to know whether it's worth the amount you are buying it? Okay? So you have to pay attention very well. Most of the times, newbies in real estate used to ignore these aspects, and that is one of the reasons why most people, why they are losing millions, why there are many court cases about real estate. Okay, right. Number 3 terms that you have to know in this real estate, and don't joke with it. I want to let you know that many people have been crying in this real estate. And I still want to let you know that many people have been earning so much in this real estate. The reason is because they understand these terms very well. That is the reason why I'm telling you that you have to understand these things. And I am emphasizing on them very well. So this deed, which is number 3, it is the legal documents that transfers ownership of that particular property. Okay? The owner will now transfer the documents to you after the final purchase or the final payment. Do you understand me? But then you have to pay attention to this deed. Okay? You have to possibly get an expert in the field to examine the deed very well, the legal documents. Do you understand me? Whether the person owns it really. Okay, there are some certain deeds that can be referred as weak, which if you accept it, okay, there might be future legal battles, court cases. Okay, so that is the reason why you have to pay attention, okay, to know the weak point, the weakness of that deed, to know the authenticity of that deed. Okay, so that is it. That is number 3. Most of the times, beginners used to ignore it. Once they see documents, oh wow, this person owns it. Bam, everything has been signed. He have accepted. He now assumed that he owns the property. Then, after some time, possibly years, some things that you cannot imagine will start surfacing. So, pay attention. Pay attention. So, number 4 terms that you have to know is what is called lien. Okay, lien is a legal claim against the property for unpaid debts. Some of the property that you are seeing, it could be land, it could be structures that are standing. You don't know that they have accumulated some certain amount of debts. Okay, seeing the deed, seeing the owner is not enough. You have to get an expert and investigate whether the property have accumulated certain amount of debt. Because if you fail to investigate after purchasing the property, you will now discover that there are certain amount of money that you need to pay. And at that very point in time, you might force to pay it, or you leave, or you abandon the project, the property. Okay. So that's the reason why you have to pay attention. Okay. So most of the times, newbies, beginners in this real estate used to ignore this very salient term. Very right. The fifth term that we have to know in this real estate is what is called equity. I bet you that most people have been hearing this equity, but they don't know what it is all about in real estate. Okay. So, all right, before I will go into it, please, if you find this video interesting, if there's anything that you have learned, please, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. I have many real estate tips for you. Okay. I want you to share this video to like minds, that person that wants to make a purchase. Okay, let me see your likes and your thoughts on comment section. Is there anything that you don't understand? Please, I want you to state it. Okay, let's discuss. We are learning together in real estate. Newbies and all those beginners, they might have been hearing this equity, but they don't know what it entails. That is the reason why some people used to make some mistake in real estate. So what does it mean? It is your actual ownership stake in the property. Your actual ownership stake in the property, calculated as current market value of that property, that structure. What is the current market value? Minus all outstanding debts and the liens. All outstanding debts. Possibly the structure, the projects, the property have accumulated certain amount of debts like tax and some other thing. Okay, you have to subtract it. You have to subtract your mortgage loan from it. You have to subtract all the debts. The amount that is remaining is your equity. Do you understand me? That is the reason why it is called your actual ownership stake in the property. There's something I want to let you know. This is this current market value. Okay, you know, I said it can be calculated as current market value minus all outstanding debts. The current market value, you don't just assume it. Maybe you have a property, a 3-story structure or thereabout, and you assume it and say, I'm going to sell it about $1 million or thereabout. You don't just assume it. You have to, the current market value have to be determined by carrying out an appraisal, okay, by relevant authority or an expertise in the field. Do you understand me? Okay. You should note, however, when you are borrowing your loan, your mortgage loan, okay, from a reputable mortgage bank, possibly an appraiser might be requested. Do you understand me? And it must be conducted by an expert. Don't worry, we are coming to an appraiser. Okay? Appraiser. So, this particular aspect is what I want you to note. Okay? You don't just assume the current market value of a project and say, this my land, so place is worth 2 million. No, it has to be assessed and be carried out by an expert and say, this project now worth this. So that is it. Your current market value, the current market value of that project, of that property, minus all outstanding debts and liens. Once that is done, then the remaining one is your equity. Look at this equity example, okay? Property market value. Maybe after an appraisal of that particular property, the market value of that property is 500,000, possibly in dollars, okay? Then the remaining mortgage loan, the unpaid debts and other things, worth $380,000. So your equity is your stake in that property. So the equity will now be 500,000 minus 380,000. It's as simple as that. It's equal to 120,000 in dollars. So let me now tell you that most amateur, newbies, or just beginners in this real estate don't know this thing. So number 6, I want you to pay attention, okay? Amortization. Maybe you are into real estate or you are just a beginner, you have not heard about this particular one, okay? It's just very simple. The breakdown of how mortgage loan payment will reduce the loan itself. Are you getting me? So this amortization will detail everything about the mortgage loan. Do you understand me? The interest rate, how it will be paid, okay? Whether it will be paid in installments. Do you understand me? How much can you be able to pay? Or how much will you be paying at a particular time interval, at a particular month interval, okay? What is the interest rate over time? Can you be able, based on your capital, your business or whatever, can you be able to be paying within that successive intervals? Okay, so that is what this amortization will detail. Do you understand me? Once you get it, if you are trying to obtain a mortgage loan, you go through it step by step. Don't just go into it blindly, okay? Pay attention very well to avoid issue. 7 is what is called closing costs, okay? So what does it entail? All extra fees at settlement, like taxes, okay, and so many of them. Newbies, beginners, or amateur might think that once they pay down payment, the exact amount for that property, that's all the money they have to pay is finished. But most of the times, there's what I called hidden fees, okay? This closing cost. You have to seek for it before you even make your down payment, your final payment, the exact payment for that property. Before you make it, you have to inquire about this closing cost. That's all extra fees. Let me tell you something that you don't know. Most people get shocked that after their down payment for that particular property, okay, they will be surprised the tens of thousands of these closing costs, okay? So you have to pay attention very well. Are you an amateur? You have to inquire about these closing costs. Know all the money that you need to pay for that property. Maybe if you are not careful, you might buy the property for 100,000 and you might even spend, up to 100,000 again for this closing cost. You'll be surprised. By then, to leave the property or to go ahead, you might not know what else to do. And some people might even abandon the property. So you see it, many people are losing millions in real estate, and the people are still going into it, and the people are still making what? Millions as well. So the essence of this video is for you to know what the right thing you have to do, so that you will be among those people that will be making millions, not the people that will be losing. Okay, there's a lot of money that is flowing into real estate. It's just only for you to do the right thing. Okay, so there are more videos about these real estates that are coming. Please, I want you to hook on. Okay, I'm going to make a lot of videos. I'm going to open the eyes of people. Many people have been ripped off in this real estate. So, all right, if you found this video interesting, ensure you subscribe for more real estate stuff. Okay, please, you can share this video to like minds. All right, let me see your likes and your thoughts on comment section. More awesome videos, more analysis are coming, so I want you to hook on. So the last but not the least is what is called escrow. Okay, it is the neutral third party that holds funds and documents until closing of the deal.